විහිදෙන ජීවිතේ.
Very good afternoon and welcome to Lunchtime News here on TV1. My name is David Paldano. Now before we head into your stories in more detail, let's first take a look at your headlines. Colombo Defence Seminar 2019 begins in Colombo. University activities hampered as a result of trade union actions by non-academic staff. General public can now file online petitions with Parliament. Dorian dumps heavy rain, unleashing strong winds across Puerto Rico, Virgin Islands. In one of your headline-making stories now, the Colombo Defence Seminar held for the 9th consecutive year began at the BMICH under the theme Evolving Military Excellence in the Contemporary Security Landscape.
The military expects around 800 participants to attend the defense seminar, including participants from 42 countries. The program will include 13 foreign and 14 local speakers over 9 sessions following a trajectory of intellectual interactions. The defense seminar will also include presentations of the participating experts and comments of the experts panel towards the culmination of the sessions. The Colombo Defense Seminar commenced in 2011 and has since been an annual event in the military calendar.
In this era of information, where success depends on how best information is received and processed, we strongly believe that the information should be shared among like-minded nations. In today's context, we are embarking on a robotic age, and it prompts us to embrace technology. When I dwell upon Einstein's statement, it makes me hesitant in unquestionably embracing technology. Human involvement in security is something that cannot be written off hastily.
Counter-terrorism has become one of the hot topics in the global agenda today than ever before. The peace-loving world is being constantly and continuously troubled by a wide range of terrorist threats, from organized terrorist organizations with global reach to self-motivated individual fighters. In my belief, a joint strategy is much more workable than individual efforts in combating terrorism, as most of these threats we face today are emerging from beyond our territorial limits and jurisdictions. Terrorism aggravates perception of insecurity and can lead to repeated outbreaks of violence which hinder sustained economic growth.
In more headline-making stories now, operations across all universities in the country were hampered today following a trade union action launched by the University Trade Union Joint Committee.
Dhammika Priyantha is the co-chairperson of the University Trade Union Joint Committee, and speaking to Newsfirst, he said the trade union action launched seeking a solution to the issue on salary anomalies. Operations at the universities of Colombo, Ruhuna, Kalaniya and Sabaragamuwa were among those seriously affected by the trade union action. However, reports suggest non-academic staff are attending the inter-university games currently taking place at the premises of the Ruhuna University. Our correspondent confirmed activities at the Rajarata University came to complete halt as a result of the strike action by the non-academic staff. Non-academic staff at the University of Peradeniya stepped away from all their duties today. What's even more interesting is the non-academic staff had organized a casual party at the university premises today. Yesterday, the non-academic staff at the University of Sabaragamuwa staged a protest opposite the university's main entrance.
A newly constructed building for the Gampaha Technical College with the funding from the government of Korea and Sri Lanka was declared open yesterday.
The new building comprises of a number of new features, including a study center and dorm. Ministers Arjuna Ranatunga and Rishad Badiuddin, State Minister Buddhika Pathirana, former President Chandrika Bandaranaike, Deputy Minister Karu Parnavithana and MP Harshana Rajakaruna were among those present for the event. The building was constructed at a cost of 700 million rupees.
අද අපේ රටේ
Politics in Sri Lanka is in a complex state. However, the government must move forward despite the complex nature and the sense of uncertainty. Once a government is elected, it has no right to only serve those who elected them to power. Governments are elected to serve the entire country. We would be happy to see a service being done to the country, irrespective of party affiliations and no matter what happens in the political arena.
දැකීමට අපි ඉතාමත් සතුටු වෙනවා.
Following the event, State Minister Buddhika Pathirana responded to questions by the media.
ඇමතුරු දෙන්නෙක් ගැන විනය පරීක්ෂණ තියෙනවා. ඔව්. ඒක නම් මම දන්නේ නැහැ. ඒ දෙන්න
I cannot comment on that. You must pose the question to them. After 2011, I did not face any disciplinary inquiry. In 2011, I faced a disciplinary inquiry. My party membership was suspended and 7 positions were lost. That became a blessing in disguise for me. I received aid worth 100 to 150 million rupees from overseas and I distributed to the people in Mathura. Therefore, I am thankful for disciplinary inquiries. I ask those ministers to take me as an example on this matter.
යක් නැති අය. මම ලේන් අස්සම් කරපු කෙනෙක්. මම එක්සත් ජාතික පක්ෂේ කවදාවත් දාලා ගිහිල්ලත් නැහැ, දාලා යන්නෙත් නැහැ, බලාපොරොත්තුකුත් නැහැ.
Central Province Governor Kirti Tenukun, speaking in Badulla, commented on the upcoming presidential elections.
ජනාධිපතිවරණයක් ජයග්‍රහණය කරන්නට වළංගු ඡන්ද සංඛ්‍යාවෙන් 50%කුත් එක ඡන්දයක් ලබා ගැනීම අවශ්‍යයි.
If one is to win the presidential election, one must secure more than 50% of the total votes cast. It is not practical for any political party to secure that amount without the support of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party, the JVP, the Tamil political parties, the Muslim political parties and various other groups. Today several political parties are struggling, unable to decide on their candidate. Political parties are sending messages to the president to delay the election until they solve this issue. The decisive factor at this election would be the side chosen by the president and the Sri Lanka Freedom Party. The government of good governance did not sustain because of the fraud and corruption of those in the United National Party. Today, in the face of the issues faced within the party that they have failed to solve, they are using various schemes. They are trying to decide on the presidential election candidate via the back door.
පස්ස දොරෙන් ජනාධිපති අපේක්ෂකව තෝරා ගන්න හදනවා. මේ තෝරා ගැනීම සිදු කරන්නට කාලය අවශ්‍ය වෙනකොට ජනාධිපතිවරයාට පස්ස දොරෙන් විවිධ යෝජනා ඉදිරිපත් කිරීම තමයි මේ කණ්ඩායම අද වෙනකොට සිදු කරමින් තියෙන්නේ.
Defense heads from a number of countries called on the Navy commander in Colombo yesterday.
Defense attaché of the Embassy of Nigeria in Sri Lanka, Commodore Eugenio Olusegun Pereira, paid a courtesy call on Commander of the Navy Vice Admiral Pial de Silva at the naval headquarters. They held cordial discussions focusing on several matters of bilateral importance and mutual interest. Mementos were exchanged to mark this occasion. Ukraine Air and Naval Defense Attaché Colonel Ole Hulak paid a courtesy call on the Commander of the Navy as well. They held cordial discussions on the matters of bilateral importance and mementos were also exchanged to mark the event. The former Chief of the Naval Staff of India, retired Admiral Sunil Lanba, met with the Commander of the Navy, Vice Admiral Pial de Silva at the naval headquarters. Defense Advisor to the High Commission of India in Sri Lanka, Captain Ashok Rao, was also present on this occasion. During the cordial meeting, they shared pleasantries and exchanged mementos to mark the importance of this occasion.
Today is the 11th day of the Gammadda Village Forum.
Today, our Gammadda team commenced their journey from Vavuniya. Many people in Vavuniya signed the epistle, which was prepared centering 8 main issues which were identified through the Gammadda door-to-door movement, which was held together with the University of Peradeniya. The people in the Vavuniya also expressed their gratitude after watching the convoy recollecting 4 years of public service by Gammadda in the form of Siyawasak Meni Sivwasak exhibition.
A community water supply project was declared open for the people of Tissa Maharama recently.
The community water supply project of the community-based organisation for Magama Tissa Maharama was declared open by Deputy Leader of United National Party and Minister Sajith Premadasa. The project cost 2.8 million rupees and will benefit around 450 families in the area. If the people are to live, they need to be healthy and strong. If it is to be achieved, the people must have access to clean drinking water. Do you recall the people in Magama stepped onto the street, just like the people from Ratapaswala, demanding for clean drinking water? Shots were fired at the people of Ratapaswala and several lives were lost. There is a difference between the water supply projects of Magama and Ratapaswala. When water is requested from us, we do not respond with T-56 bullets. Bear in mind, in November we will create an administrative era which values humanity.
The third festival of the Kandasamy Kovil in Nallur was held today with much pomp and pageantry, highlighting the rich cultural and religious diversities of our country.
The parade of the third festival of the historic Kandasamy Kovil in Nallur commenced this morning following the observances of special religious rituals. The third festival was aired live on Shakti TV this morning. Newsfirst screen test also took place today in Jaffna on the sidelines of the main event. Two selected individuals will be given an opportunity to present news on Shakti TV and Shakti FM tomorrow, the final day of the third festival.
In one of your headline-making stories now, the general public will be awarded the opportunity in the near future to file petitions online with the Parliament of Sri Lanka. Deputy Speaker Ananda Kumarasiri said the general public can submit their views and suggestions online when Parliament is drafting laws and regulations. In your international news now, at least 25 people were killed in an arson attack by suspected gang members on a bar in the southern Mexican port on Tuesday. The president said in a flesh blow to the efforts to curb violence.
Calling the attack horrendous, Lopez Obrador told a regular morning news conference yesterday that the deaths occurred after the suspected gangsters closed the emergency exits of the bar and set fire to it. The Attorney General's office of the state of Veracruz said overnight that 8 women and 15 men died in the fire at the Caballo Blanco bar, and 13 people who were seriously wounded were hospitalized for treatment. Lopez Obrador said 25 people had died so far and that initial investigations indicated that some suspects behind the attack had been in custody this year and were later released. The attack was one of the worst mass killings since the veteran leftist Lopez Obrador took office in December, pledging to pacify Mexico by battling corruption and inequality. Some Mexican media reports said the government had fired shots on the bar before setting it ablaze with Molotov cocktails.
In your international stories making headline, Hurricane Dorian gathered strength east of Puerto Rico yesterday, hours after it became a Category 1 hurricane.
Puerto Rico is still struggling to recover from back-to-back hurricanes in 2017 which killed about 3,000 people just months after it filed for bankruptcy. Dorian is approaching Puerto Rico from the southeast, although it is blowing winds considerably less powerful than when Hurricane Maria hit the island in September 2017. According to the Miami-based National Hurricane Center, Dorian hits Florida late on Sunday or Monday, and it could be a major hurricane. The NHC said Dorian was blowing maximum sustained winds of 75 miles per hour on St. Thomas Island in the early afternoon. Puerto Rico, an island of 3 million people, declared a state of emergency ahead of the storm.
A volcano on the Italian island of Stromboli erupted for the second time in less than 2 months yesterday, causing a plume of smoke to billow over the sea.
No casualties or damages were reported from the eruption, but it was described as high intensity by the National Institute of Geophysics and Volcanology. The Stromboli volcano, located in southern Italy off the Sicilian coast, erupted in July, releasing hot trapped magma in a powerful explosion, killing 1 person and enveloping the popular tourist destination in ash. The president of the Sicily island said the docking of private boats in the island had been suspended for a few hours on Wednesday as a precaution.
In your sports news now, the third day of play between the emerging teams of Sri Lanka and Bangladesh is currently underway. When rain interrupted today's play, batting in their first innings, Sri Lanka emerging team were 148 for the loss of 5 wickets.
played in Khulna. Sri Lanka were 101 for the loss of 4 wickets when play was stopped for the second day. Opening batsman Pathum Nissanka was dismissed for 16, while Sri Lanka's skipper Charita Salanka scored 18. Pramod Madhuanta and Ashin Bandara were batting for Sri Lanka at the close of play. For Bangladesh, Naeem Hassan took 4 for 31. Batting in their first innings, Bangladesh emerging team scored 360 runs.
All Blacks coach Stephen Hansen named their 31-man squad yesterday for the Rugby World Cup in Japan, most noticeably omitting key player Owen Franks from the national team.
Franks has been a cornerstone of All Black scrum since he made his debut as a raw 21-year-old and was a key member of the squads that won the last 2 World Cups. Owen has been one of the great All Blacks, but we believe that the game requires us to have a big, mobile number 1s and number 3s, Hansen told reporters at Eden Park after he named the squad. Lok Bodhi Ritalik was included in the 31-man squad despite suffering a dislocated shoulder against South Africa last month, as was midfielder back Ryan Crotty, who has been out of action for 2 months with a broken thumb. Hansen told reporters in Auckland that he did not expect Ritalik to play in the pool phase. The All Blacks opened their campaign on September 21st against South Africa in Yokohama, with the loser of the Pool B clash likely to face Ireland in the quarter-finals.
Well, that is a wrap of lunchtime news here on TV1. For more news, log on to our award-winning website www.newsfirst.lk. For the Newsfirst team, I'm David Paldano. Take care.